I love Teen Lonely Child Boxing. Teen Lonely Child Boxing.
What up? What up? What up? What up? All right, man, we're gonna get right into it, man. We ain't gonna hold y'all at all, man. Welcome to Teen Lonely Child Boxing, keeping it real boxing, everything boxing, man. How y'all doing out there today, man? Pray everybody having a good day. Pray everybody having a good day, man. Everything good, good spirits, man. Well, we had some technical difficulties Monday. Had a few technical difficulties Monday, man. In the beginning of my show, in the beginning of the podcast, learning new things, man. I tried to share a screen to put some highlights up there, man, and apparently it didn't go well with YouTube, so they sent the message and took down the live on both YouTube and Facebook. So I just got to learn copyrights and things like that, what we can post and what we can't post, man. My bad, but we're gonna get it in, man. But how y'all doing right now, man? We're gonna get it in, chop it up about some stuff, man. Let's just dive in, man. For those that heard, I had a few people hit me up. They want to know about what's going on with the purse bid situation with Bud and Sean Porter. Well, basically what that boiled down to is this: the two sides that was involved, PBC and Top Rank, couldn't get a financial understanding of where they couldn't reach an agreement, that both sides was cool with. So basically what it boiled down to is it goes to a purse bid. Now in the purse bid, it can go, people outside of PBC and Top Rank can also bid on the fight. So what this means is the fight will still happen. So everybody is that's in an uproar. The fight is going to happen. Sean Porter and right now, barring anything crazy, anybody getting sick, hurt, or anything like that, barring anything crazy, the fight between Sean Porter and Bud Crawford is a go. Now what we just now waiting to find out is where they fighting at. Is it going to be on just ESPN? Is it going to be just on Fox PBC? Is it going to be on Triller? Matchroom? Doubt that. But the question now is just who paying for the fight? That's all it is to it. Bob Arum and Top Rank and PBC couldn't come to an arrangement to do a joint effort. So basically what it is, the purse bid for the Porter Crawford fight only means that the fight will happen. It's just that it's only going to be on one network, which I don't think people really mad about that. You know what I mean? I don't think people really mad about that. They just want to see the fight. Plus, I think it works out better because that way you ain't got to pick your network, man. What y'all think about it in the comment sections, man? Man, I missed y'all on Monday, man. I got booted off. I got booted off the live and didn't even know I was off the live, man. But how y'all doing out there? Put your comments in the comments section, man. Just shout out, man. We got a lot to get into today, man. Good to see y'all, man. Yeah, man, I made a mistake, man. I tried to get, I learned some new stuff, man. I was trying to implement some new stuff into the podcast, man. It got booted off. Won't do that no more. Let's just stay home and stay safe. But like I said, the first topic, Porter Crawford going to a purse bid. It does not mean the fight is on. Does not mean the fight is not going to happen. You know, all the people see the sign and say, "Oh, the two signs couldn't come together," so they thought, no, the fight will happen. It's being ordered. There's no way getting around it now. The only way this fight doesn't happen if Sean Porter just wakes up and say, "Hey, I don't want to do it," but so far so good. He says he's on. They just got to decide where it's going to go. Personally, man, you know what? I want it on PBC or Triller. I wouldn't mind seeing it on PBC and Triller. This is the one time I would want to see. I wouldn't mind seeing, you know, what Snoop and them got going on over there. So what Triller got going on over there, so they can actually, you know, talk about, had they little broadcast with an actual real fight. You know, they did exhibitions thus far. They did exhibitions and Jake Paul fights, but it'd be cool to let Triller have a real fight. You know what I mean? Let them go ahead and square that up. But if not, man, let's just see who wins the purse bid. But they better not. Well, I don't think Bob wants. You know, at this point with Bob and Bud, Bob might be at his wit's end. You know, maybe the reason they couldn't reach an agreement because maybe they wanted to put up more money than he wanted to spend on the fight. Maybe he just trying to just be done with the fight, and you know, maybe it's a telltale sign that Bud is clearly leaving Top Rank at the end of this fight. You know what I mean? What y'all think about that? You know what I mean? Which we need, because I believe the top rank situation is what's causing most of his fights not to happen. To be honest, I think we could get this thing moving a lot faster and a lot easier if Bob Arum and Top Rank, you know, was a little bit more willing to work with the PBC side of things. And I know everybody want to blame PBC, but as you see, it was easy for to get the Tyson Fury deal done. And I know it's two different situations. It's heavyweights, this, and the third, but he was easy to work with on that. Don't know why this fight got to go to purse bid. But then so did the Shakur Stevenson, Jamel Herring go to purse bid too. So I don't know. It's just something going on. And then so did Teofimo Lopez and his fight still hasn't happened. He's still in limbo with his fight with George Kyle Boxers. So it's a lot going on with that Top Rank. You know what I mean? Top Rank got to just, I don't know, man, put the money up. Let these boys make their money. What y'all think about this in the comment section, man? Talk to me today, man. You know, it's a lot to talk about. Was Rig robbed? What we think about Virgil Ortiz's fight with the Mean Machine? You know what I mean? Jamel Hearn versus Shakur Stevenson. Tough break this weekend. You know, DMV, tough break for Gary Antonio Russell. You know, he was about to do some wonderful things in the ring. And, of course, you know, they had a accidental headbutt, which led Emmanuel Rodriguez not being able to continue, man. And, you know, that was Gary Antonio's chance, chance to, supplant his name out there and put his name up there with the biggest names in his weight class. And it's still going to happen. It's just a setback, minor setback, man. So if y'all see him out there, man, around the area, man, show him some love, man. Keep him lifted, man. His time is going to come. He will shine. You know what I mean? And speaking of that, it was a lot of action in the DMV this weekend. A lot of fighters. Anthony Peterson was down in Atlanta. He put on a performance. Lorenzo Simpson, he was down in Atlanta. He put on a performance. Rashid Warren was on the undercard of the Rigo Casimir, also on the undercard with the Gary Antonio Russell. And Rashid Warren had a dazzling first round knockout. So, man, the DMV had a lot of fighters out there putting in work this weekend. Shout out to the DMV. The DMV had a lot of fighters out there working, and DMV got a lot of fights coming up. You know, we got September 4th. You got the Dusty Harrison fight coming up. They out there, and then. In the women's boxing on September 25th, we got Tierra Brown, T-Baby. You know what I mean? She's from the DMV. She's moved to Florida, but she's coming back to the DMV to fight at Rose Crawford on September 25th. So we got fights coming up out here in the DMV. You know what I mean? But back to what we was talking about, Virgil Ortiz. You know, he struggled early in that fight. And it looked like he was hurt. He said he wasn't hurt as it appeared on the screen, and that's, for him to say, and we don't know, we don't feel it, but he appeared to be hurt, he appeared to be in trouble, but he shook it off and was able to come back and gather himself and pretty much dominate the fight from that point on. What up, man? How you doing, man? What's up, man? Yeah, man, they kicked me off on Monday, and I didn't even know it. And then I found out that both of them actually ended up getting kicked off, but we back though. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, Rashid Warren looked comfortable. You know what I mean? He looked comfortable. He looked strong. You know, that punch right on the button got the guy out of there, man. So, you know, sky's the limit for him. And as well for a lot of the fighters in the DMV. DMV, we looking good out here. But let's get to what you think about the Mean Machine and Mean Machine always give a tough fight. Mean Machine give a tough fight in the beginning of the fight. You know what I mean? Something about the second half of the fight where the Mean Machine gotta get it together. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna do something a little different today. I'm gonna make sure I keep this thing under control today because I don't want YouTube getting mad at me no more. You know what I mean? How y'all doing though, man? But yeah, Mean Machine, he looked good early, looked like he had him. But like Virgil said, he wasn't as hurt as people thought he was. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So I got the live chat live on the YouTube as well. So just so you know, for those that's tuning in from YouTube, I got the live chat up over there. But yeah, Mean Machine was tough in the beginning of the fight. I mean, listen, I predicted Virgil to win by knockout. He did get the stoppage, and like you know, a lot of people didn't like what he said after the fight, but I kind of like what he said after the fight. He kept it real. They asked him about is he ready for Bud Crawford, and does he want that fight next, or what is it going to take to get that fight? And he just said the truth, man. He said, listen, man, there's so much going on in boxing, on the scene and behind the scenes, man. I don't know what I got to do to make the fight. I just want the fight. That's all he can say. You know what I mean? He knows he's not getting that fight next. He knows that fight's not going to happen next. I mean, because right now, Bud, like I said, Bud and Porter is set. Everybody relax. Everybody relax. What you saw is not saying the fight is off or the fight is something wrong with the fight. It's just saying that they couldn't get the money part together. They couldn't get the promotion part together. But what that does mean is the fight is going to purse bid, which means that anybody can bid on the fight. And whoever come with the best offer to the two fighters put the fight on. So, I mean, like I said, it could be on PBC, it could be on ESPN, it could be on Triller, it could be on Fight TV, it could be on Maxroom, could be in Saudi Arabia with whoever, Abu Dhabi. I mean, it could be anywhere, but the fight will happen. You know what I mean? Hopefully, you know what I mean? I wouldn't even mind a Triller. Like I said, I wouldn't mind a Triller won the purse bid. I wouldn't mind a Triller won the purse bid just to make it spicy. But you know, more than likely it's gonna be on Fox pay-per-view. You know what I mean? I can't see them losing the purse bid to and this could be Bob taking his hand off Bud. This could be a clear indication that the marriage between Bud and Top Rank is over. You know what I mean? Because I mean he's not putting up much of a fight for the fight. You know what I mean? To make it happen. Now, he said he wanted to promote the fight and he was down to make the fight. So obviously it was some negotiating going on, but they couldn't reach an agreement. I don't know why everybody making things so hard these days, man. You know what I mean? But I mean, we'll see. But the fight will happen. So it's going to be on one of the platforms. It'll be on one of the platforms and we can go from there. You know what I mean? All right. For those that saw the Rigo versus Casemiro fight here Saturday night, I see a lot of people complaining that Rigo got robbed. A lot of people complaining about, we need to, the sweet signs is the sweet signs. Listen, the sweet signs is the sweet signs. I don't know what that was Saturday night. And I'm a Rigo fan. Anybody that know me over the years know I'm a big Rigo fan. No, Rigo, that wasn't it. You can't take a man's title if you're going to literally run the entire fight. And granted, he did land some good counters. But it was one punch at a time. You know what I'm saying? It was one punch at a time, bro. Like every time I got excited, like, okay, he about to engage. Oh, he running again. You know what I mean? And then the one or two times when the guy was like, come on, stand and fight. And he stood there and he was ready to fight, but then he go right back to the bite. And even his corner, like, what are you doing? Because like the guy, he's literally wide open for the counter. Like he's swinging for the fences and like everything is open and you're not hitting them. Like the punches are there. What's stopping you from throwing them? I couldn't do it. I'm sorry, Rigo. I don't even care. To be honest with you, I don't even care if somehow, some way the point system said he won. I wouldn't have gave you that fight just off the mere fact that this other guy's the champion and you're not doing anything to take his title. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? It's a bad break for Rigo, but Rigo, listen, if this is the best you can do against the bigger punches in that weight class, it may be time for you to move on, to be honest. Because you're at that stage right now. You're 40 years old. You're kind of expendable. You're not the best marketed. You're not doing nothing for your market with the way you fought. So you're not gonna get those decisions. That's just boxing. That's the business of boxing. Fair, unfair. You got at some point in time, you got to engage in the fight. At some point in time, you got to, put your foot down and at least have one exchange. 2 exchanges. I mean, you just pap, gone. I mean, don't get me wrong, Slim. Don't get me wrong. He looked good in terms of making the man miss. He looked good with his legs. He looked good with his movement. We just needed more offense, bro. I need more than that. I need more than that for me to say, okay, it's cool for y'all to take this young man's title. Because the young boy was cutting the ring off. He couldn't hit him now. He was missing, but he was cutting that ring off. He had that pressure on him. That young boy had the pressure on him. I'm not gonna call him young boy. John Riel Casimiro. He had the pressure on him. He was cutting the ring off. It's just Rigo is just so slippery and was able to make a miss, but he cut that ring off. He cut that ring off though. He had Rigo tied up. He had Rigo bundled up. You know what I mean? And other news. Oh, let's get to the meat and potatoes. You know what? Yeah, we get back. I wanted to go to Jamel and Shakur, but let's get to the meat and potatoes. I mean, by now everybody knows that Pac and Ugas is on deck this weekend, and Pac and Ugas took over for Earl Spence through the eye injury that he suffered in we don't know whether camp or just everyday life he suffered, but Ugas is stepping in, and I'm gonna say this now. Don't be surprised if Ugas pull it off. Don't be surprised if Ugas pull it off. You know what I mean? I heard, all the people saying Ugas is tailor-made for him. He too flat-footed. He too this, he too that. Ugas is a dog. Ugas is a dog. You know what I mean? He didn't look good his last fight. But with that being said, I would pray he up for the task and he's excited and ready to relish in his moment and have an opportunity to pull off, the colossal upset. But I like Ugas' chances in this fight. Don't get me wrong. I pick Pacquiao, but I would not be surprised if Ugas pull it off. And we will be here post-fight, post-fight analysis, post-fight everything. Y'all want to pop in, chop it up, man, and we could go from there. But yeah, I think Ugas can do it. I'm picking Pacquiao, but I think Ugas can pull it off. Do not be surprised for all y'all that's like this thinking Ugas has no shot. Do not be surprised if Ugas pull it off. Or don't be surprised if Ugas really win the fight and they give it to Pac. Don't overlook it. You know what I'm saying? It could happen. You know what I'm saying? It could happen. You know what I mean? So what y'all want to talk about up in here today, man? And if you today, man, if y'all want to, man, like I said, like I always tell y'all, man, if you wanna chop it up, man, just say, oh, what up, bro? It's gonna be an ugly fight, but Pac by decision, man. What's up with you, Lee? How you been, champ? How you been, man? Says it's gonna be an ugly fight, but Pac going by decision. I can live with that. I think Ugas is gonna do a whole lot more. I don't think Ugas is gonna let him explode on him. I think Ugas is gonna try to, tie him up and bully him. It could be an ugly, sloppy fight, man. But like I said, don't be surprised if Ugas pull it off. That's what's up, man. I appreciate you tapping in with me, man. That's what's up, man. I know you know. So what you think about the Rigo fight? And Did you get a chance to see Virgil Ortiz in the Mean Machine? You know what I mean? We got a lot. Boxing is on and popping. You know, people complain about boxing, but I still see fights happening. You know what I mean? And other news, why we talk about those things also, so just keeping everything hot and fresh. The Plant Canelo talks have re-engaged as well. They say they should be reaching a deal real soon. Not gonna hold my breath. I'm not even gonna wait. I mean, until they say the fight signed and sealed. And nowadays in boxing, we almost gotta wait till they in the ring. You know what I mean? We gotta make sure they actually in the ring before we say the fight is gonna happen. Because like we've seen stranger things happen. You know what I'm saying? We've seen stranger things happen. Like we're still seeing fights we thought was going to happen. Like we thought we were going to have Earl and Pac Saturday night. We thought we was going to have Deontay Wilder and Fury a month ago. So we're going to wait till the people are actually in the ring. But right now it looked like some of these deals like the Shakur and Jamal is set. That fight is set. Also Porter and Crawford is going to a purse bid, so that means the fight will happen. So like we all right though. So most of the fights we wanted are still gonna happen. They just happening a little later. You know, we'll get Wilder Fury in October. We'll get Plant Canelo in November. We'll get Shakur Jamal in December. So we good. Boxing is a good place, man. All y'all in the comment section, talk to me, man. What y'all think about all of these? All the news that we hearing, what's the number one thing y'all want to know or talk about in boxing, man? We here for it, baby. Boxing talks. What's up with you? Talk to me today, man. Y'all shy today. You know what I mean? But yeah. Talk to me. You know what I mean? What y'all want to talk about today or what y'all want to do? And if you, what up? Hey, talk to me. Talk to me. What you think will happen in the purse bid? Tell me who you wanted to be on. Do you want to be on Top Rank? Do you want to be on PBC? Do you want to be on Triller? Don't say Matchroom. Don't say Matchroom. Don't say Matchroom. Also, speaking of Matchroom, they in talks with Jaime Mugia and what's my man name? Oh man, Jaime Mugia. Oh man. It'll come to me, man. He played in Creed. What's my man that played in Creed? I think I'm starting to get excited about this, man. If I here in December for the winner may already be set. I will hope so. December. So we in August now, September, November. So no, September, October. Yeah, that's plenty of time though. That's plenty of time. I think PBC gets it to show Crawford what they could offer him for years to come. I'm gonna tell you something. Do not be surprised now. Don't be surprised if Triller throw a mean offer out there. This is a huge opportunity for them. If they could snatch this fight from Top Rank and PBC, this will let people know. And then if they put together a mean production, you know what I mean? They can put together a mean production, you know what I mean? Do the Triller, a versus battle, like a big versus battle, the same night or the night before the weekend. Like Triller can do this thing up. Don't be surprised if Triller make a mean offer for this Bud Crawford, Porter fight, baby. They can do some things with that. You know what I mean? They could do some things with that, man. I mean, that's just wishful thinking. I wouldn't be mad at Triller. If Triller stole that purse bid. Like I said, they got some money to throw around. They got some stuff to throw around. And like I said, and they can make this thing a mean event. You know what I mean? Crawford, Porter, throw one of the legends fights in there or something. You know what I mean? On the undercard. It could get spicy. This thing could get real spicy. Triller could do this thing up and really make it into something. You know what I mean? This could be something. You know, they could put together a mean card. I wouldn't be mad at. Don't be surprised if Triller make a real go at it, unless Al just put his hand out and be like, "Nah, this it," and then you know. It doesn't matter who won the purse bid. Triller had the purse bid issues with. Nah, they don't got purse bid issues. Is that here's the thing with the T.O. Kyle Boxer situation is this. They're giving them a hard way to go because during the whole COVID situation and the whole when they was trying to set up the fight with it was supposed to be Holyfield as the headliner. What happened was during that time, T.O. went and re-signed a new deal with Top Rank. So, they now trying to say, well, you can't do the fight here, you can't do the fight there, you got to do this, you got to do that. So they giving Triller a hard way to go. It's the growing pains. It's the growing pains of a new promotional company, and at the same time, the fighters and everybody involved not making it, and everything involved not making it easy on them. I think they're gonna have to take this one on the chin, man, and just take the loss, put the fight out there and take the L. But I think a fight like Porter Crawford is a win-win. They can't lose. Like I said, they can't lose. Like you said, they can really size this thing. You know what I mean? We could really do some things. Like I said, have a versus battle the night of the fight or the night before the fight or something. You know what I mean? They can spice that thing up. You know what I mean? Especially if they do something like that Dipset Locks joint. That's just me. But more than likely, PBC gonna win that. I mean, I don't see Top Rank winning that purse bid at all. So one thing we can rule out: the fight won't be on ESPN. I don't see Bob putting up no big money to make the fight happen on ESPN. So I definitely think it's gonna be up to PBC to win the purse bid. But see, here's the thing. I think Porter and Crawford knows that it's more money for them in a pay-per-view, and which the zone can't offer. How you doing? You know what I mean? Which the zone doesn't offer. You know what I mean? The zone not gonna offer. You know what I mean? The zone is not gonna offer a pay-per-view for them. So I mean, like I said, they in the mix. They have every right to bid on the fight. But as you see, Triller's definitely gonna make a bid. I can't see them not making a bid. Triller's definitely gonna make a bid on this fight, and so is PBC. So I mean, what is the zone or Matchroom gonna come with? Oh wow. I'm doing fine. I'm a guy with autism and other men who enjoy your content, man. I truly appreciate that, bro. I really do, man. And wow, man, that kind of hit home, man, because I have a daughter that has that as well, man. So I appreciate that, man. Appreciate you, man, tapping in and all that, man. And salute to you, man. And stay with me, man. Again, you know what I mean. Definitely appreciate that, man. Wow. Big guarantees. Be more elaborate, Mark. What does that mean? What does that mean, big guarantees, though? You saying the zone will come with big guarantees? That ain't enough. That's not gonna be enough. You know what I mean? Because I mean, listen, look at this. If Canelo just did 73,000 people, right? At Jerry World, right? And all he got from that was 35, right? Now, granted, none of them are going to get 35. Granted, they're not going to get 35. But think about this. They also know They also know that had that fight that Canelo did been on pay-per-view, how much money would Canelo make? Because I mean, it speaks for itself. Canelo just did 73,000, right? 73,000 at Texas Stadium, and he's willing to let this next fight with Caleb Plant go to PBC pay-per-view. That's telling you everything you need to know right there. That's telling you everything you need to know right there. And the only way for that to happen is Canelo has to say he wanted it to happen, because he is the ultimate A-side. He's the face of boxing. Canelo is the face of boxing, and not only is he the face of boxing, he has the 3 belts. They are the A-side. Hold on a second. Thank you, bro. I subbed, by the way. Anyway, this may be an odd question, but do you own a leather coat? I've noticed that some guys wear them. Do I own a leather coat? I'm not, you know what? I had to check. I got to check. But I tell you what you do. Man. I'm gonna put my email. I'm gonna put my email in the chat before I get off of here. And all you just hit me up with an email, man, and we can chop it up from there. You know what I mean? We can go from there. You know what I mean? No problem, man. I appreciate you tapping in and telling me that you like the content and all that. But yeah, definitely, man. I'm gonna put my matter of fact. I'm gonna put my email down in here right now. So hit me up on my email and we can chop it up. Yeah. So that's my email right there. Oh. Okay. All right. So I'll work it out. I'll work that out. We'll work it out. Pay-per-view isn't guaranteed big money. They can get 10 or 15 million guarantees, gamble, or do business. How big do you think offers will be for this purse bid? Depends on who putting up the purse bid. You know, if Triller step in here, right? If Triller step in there, let's just be honest. You know Triller's going to up the ante. You know what I mean? They outbidded Matchroom and Top Rank for the T.O. fight. They outbidded them. You know what I mean? They gave T.O. 3 times the amount of his last fight. You know what I mean? Plus pay-per-view. So I mean, at the end of that, T.O. probably would have came up with about 10, 15 million. You know what I mean? So, like I say, Matchroom says they got these big guarantees, which 30 million guarantee is good. 35 guaranteed is good for Canelo. But when you're Canelo and you're the face of boxing, that would have been 35 million plus pay-per-view. Like, for instance, for the Caleb Plant fight, PBC is offering him 40 million plus pay-per-view. So he's already offering him more money than he just got for the 73 million, for the 73,000 people at Texas Stadium, and he's offering them pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? So, like I said, I don't see Matchroom or Top Rank winning this fight. Okay, I see your message. You know what I mean? I see your message, and I'll look at that. No problem. I see your message. I'm not gonna put it on the screen because, like you said, I don't want put your business out on the street. But I'll contact you when I get off. No problem. But yes. So Gamble or do better. Yeah, like I said, man, I think, like I said, I wouldn't mind Triller winning the purse bid just for the sake of well, you can't help what happened with that. You can't help what happened with that. With the injury, the eye injury and all that. Speaking of that, I'm kind of I understand where he was coming from, but I'm kind of like taken back by I'm kind of taken back about what Bernard Hopkins said about the whole eye injury with Earl Spence, because he made it seem like, you know what, he thinks something spectacle going on, he thinks something underhanded is going on, you know, it just the way it all happened. Listen, for those that don't know, it does not mean that he was getting slaughtered in sparring. It doesn't mean anything. It could have happened anywhere. You know what I mean? Or in sparring, he could have got headbutted. He could have caught an elbow, and then anything could have caused this situation to happen, right? It happens. You know what I mean? He had the surgery, whatever. I can't see nothing positive coming out of it for Earl to pull out. You know what I mean? I can't see nothing positive. I mean, it's money lost. You know what I mean? Because like you said, most people are looking at this like this ain't what we signed up for. We signed up for Earl and Manny. That was the draw. Earl Spence is part of the draw. Earl Spence is part of the mystique of the fight. So that's a part of the hype of what we were frying the chicken for Saturday is gone. There's no benefit of Earl Spence coming up, of not taking this fight. And please, y'all, please stop with the, oh, he was so scared of Manny. Stop that. Scared of what? You know what I mean? Scared of what? Stop doing that. And I'm not taking them from Manny. Manny a legend. He did his thing. But like I said before, everything about Earl Spence is all wrong for Manny Pacquiao. Everything about Earl Spence is all wrong for Manny Pacquiao. This was not going to go well. You know what I mean? What if Porter pulls out the fight in-house? Why would Porter do that, though? Why would Sean Porter do that? Sean Porter knows there is no other major fight for him out there. He knows that right now. You know what I mean? Fighting Boots is a big deal, but it's not a major fight for Sean Porter. You know what I mean? A rematch with Keith is a good fight, but it's not a major fight for Sean Porter. You know what I'm saying? Any fight over there is not a major fight for Sean Porter. Even Virgil Ortiz, it's a good fight, but it's not a major fight for Sean Porter. A major fight for Sean Porter is Earl rematch or Bud or Manny. That's the sweepstakes he's trying to get in. So he's not going to run away from this fight. Sean Porter has fought everybody. Sean Porter has fought everybody. I just think the two sides couldn't come to an arrangement with each other, which is typical for Bob and Bob and Al. They hit or miss. They sometimes they come together, sometimes they don't. So I mean, it's hit or miss. That's no major issue. You know what I'm saying? That's no major issue. You feel me? So I like I said, I don't see Sean pulling out. I don't see nothing crazy happening like with that. I think this fight happens. I think we get this fight before the end of the year. And I'm picking Bud to win, and I'm picking Bud to win big. I think Bud gonna, do something major in this fight, and I need him to, and it's because we want everybody to think that none of these guys on the PBC side have no shot, and that's what makes for good drama. So I need Bud to win. I need Bud to win big. But it's not a shock because Sean Porter's made everybody have tough fights. Sean Porter's went toe-to-toe, blow for blow with a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? So, You know what I'm saying? So, Sean Bernard is ignorant. Spence ain't scared of no one after his car accident. He came back and forth Garcia. Hopkins is a hater, and Porter beats Crawford hands down. What? Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Porter beats Crawford hands down. What? I'm gonna put that back up there. What? You guys explain that to me. You gotta explain that to me, man. You got to explain that to me, buddy. You got to explain that to me. Porter beats Crawford hands down. What? What? Man, I don't know about that one. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about that one, bro. I don't know about that one. Man, stop that, man. Stop that. Sean pulled the dub with PBC. Wait, listen. What? Okay. Here we go with this. Listen. What makes you think PBC don't want this fight? Because what you got to look at is this. This lines up perfect for them. This lines up perfect for them. You know what I'm saying? This lines up perfect for PBC. You know what I mean? Because one, more than likely, if I had to place a wager, if I had to go to Vegas right now, and place a wager, this fight is not going to be on Top Rank ESPN. I book that. Book it. This fight goes to purse bid. It is not going to be on Top Rank pay-per-view. Which means literally Bob Arum allowed a fight that could have been a joint venture, and could have been somewhat promoted on ESPN. He allowed that to go out the door. See what I'm saying? That's what happens when it goes to purse bid. So that's major in the fact that you're even putting yourself in a situation where others can bid on it. You know what I'm saying? That says a lot. That's almost saying to Bud, do what you want to do. That's almost guaranteeing that the Bud, I see the comments, I'm gonna put them up. It's almost guaranteeing that the marriage is over. You know what I'm saying? Hold up. What may be true is what Freddie Rowe said. Things may be loose in Spence's face and body, and he just deals with things like this. You know what, man? You know what? I'm glad you said that, because you know what's crazy is nobody even thought of that. You know what? I forgot about this man got thrown out of a car and had part of his face broke up. Nobody even thought that maybe that some of this is the remnants of that accident. That's a good point, bro. That's a good point. Roach went wrong when he said Spence won't fight Manny. He will fight him with the risk. What that mean, though? You know what I mean? Gamboa gave Crawford trouble as Porter is better and Crawford hasn't fought in a while. Here's the thing, though. Wait a minute. Ain't no way Porter beats Crawford, and definitely not hands down. Had to stop work for that one. Hey, listen. Check this out. You crazy. Arum advised Crawford to become a free agent. Stop it. Now listen. I know Fred, before I get to Fred. So let me say this. Gamboa did give him problems in the early part of that fight. Gamboa even hurt him in the same round that Bud stopped him. But Bud has grown so much since then. And definitely he's matured since then. Now the only question you got, now, if anybody want to question his resume at 147, now that's valid. But what he's done throughout his career is sustained. Lee, I'm gonna put this up there. You know, you about to open up the gauntlet now, buddy. You about to open up the can now, buddy. You about to open up the can. You know what I'm saying? Uh-oh. Now, first, let me get to Fred. Now, we all know Fred from Barbershop Conversation. No disrespect to him. He kind of feel away about Al these days, and he done built this bromance with Crawford. Fine. I want Crawford to go independent. I don't mind him to be. I think he should do the same thing that Canelo's doing, that Devin Haney's starting to do. Go independent. Al's not a part. See, that going independent doesn't affect PBC. They don't care about that. You know what I mean? Because they deal with independent people all the time. Can Bob deal with independent people? That's where the question comes into play. Can he deal with somebody that's independent? You know what I mean? So, you know, that's fine. That's fine if he go independent, because that way we know the fights that we want will happen. See what I'm saying? Because now when you're a free agent, you know, and you can go to these fights can go to purse bid, the money gonna be there because somebody's gonna overpay for the fight. So you're gonna make money. That don't hurt nothing. You know what I mean? Freddie says Spence will never fight Manny because of this. I think Earl will risk permanent damage when healed to come back. Like if they say the right punch can take your eyesight, he will risk it for a Manny fight. All right. Now, let's remember this. I don't know the severity of his situation, and I don't know if it's anywhere near the situation that Sugar Ray Leonard had. I just know Sugar Ray Leonard came back and fought a lot of fights with that injury. So we don't know. Now, everybody that's still here, we ain't forget about you, Lee. You'll be, is Crawford overrated? I'm gonna leave it to y'all. Is Crawford overrated? I can't subscribe to that. I can't subscribe to that. I cannot. I've watched this guy for a number of years, right? And let's be honest. I'm gonna tell you this. Just like it's a video out now of so many people talking about how boxing don't have many teachers anymore, and it's more trainers than teachers and all that. But let me ask you something. Isn't that not what we cried for? Is that not what we wanted? Yes, we want to see the sweet signs, but when we see the sweet signs, people complain. It's boring. We don't want to see that. People didn't appreciate Winky Wright. People didn't appreciate Floyd. They didn't. So now you got fights where fighters are, you know, they're a little bit more open now. They're a little bit more open. They're more susceptible to punching. They get hit more than the fighters other sweet signs did. And we got the action-packed fights that we want. You know, Crawford comes in the fight and he legit tried to get his fighter out of there every fight. What's the alternative? You know what I mean? Okay. You know my stance. Are the fighters he fought at 447 underrated? I gave you that. I gave you that. See, here's my thing. I don't have a problem. For those that question his resume at 147 and even a little bit at 140, I don't have a problem with that. When he got to 147, I'm gonna say this again for everybody. I'm gonna tell it, call it straight down the pipe. When he got to 147, right? He had his sights on Keith Thurman, Manny Pacquiao, and maybe Danny Garcia. Those three fighters didn't want to dance, or the situation didn't come in the hand so that fights could happen. So then everybody in the world turned to Earl to slay the dragon. Now Earl looked up and said, "Hey man, look, it ain't about fighting them. But the price y'all could have got then ain't the price now." See what I'm saying? That's where the problem came into play. See, everybody forget that when Bud Crawford first came to 147, y'all do realize that Earl Spence was for 6 months didn't have a fight. You know what I mean? Before Lamont Peterson stepped in and said, "I'll take the fight." Earl didn't have a dancing partner for 6 months. And in that 6 months, he had several back and forth exchanges on Twitter with Terrence Crawford. They went back and forth on many exchanges. So finally, what led to that infamous video that everybody misinterprets and takes what they want from it when they when they had that face-to-face down at that fight with that Maurice Hooker fight. Now everybody was like, oh, he ran up on Earl. How you gonna run up on Earl at a top rank event? Make that make sense. It's a top rank event. And Earl came up there. You know what I'm saying? Now, it doesn't matter who ran up on who. You know what I mean? Hold on a second. Let me get this in. Nah, Bud is one of the best pound for pound, hands down. However, Bob has been holding him back. You will see his work his next fight. That's why he's overrated to me. Okay. Hold on one second. I'm going to come back to that one. Bud adjusting the ring in real fight speed with greatness close to how Floyd adjusts. You will see when he leaves top rank. I love your shirt, by the way. It's cool how that logo's on your shirt. It's made of shiny material. I'm gonna send you one. We're gonna work it out. I mean, I see I'm gonna have to go through the comments or whatever to see what you posted up there. You know what I mean? And we'll talk. You know what I mean? I'll definitely set up so we can we'll talk. You know what I mean? And I'll definitely send you one. You know what I mean? Now, hold on. Let me stay on the point I'm gonna make before I get to what you just said, Troy. So in that back and forth and all that exchange, right? What it boiled down to him, everybody took this one statement so out of context when he said, I'm gonna take the easier road and fight Sean Porter. And everybody said, oh, he just admitted, he gonna do. First of all, since when has Sean Porter been an easy fight? Because half of the people on here picking Sean Porter to beat Bud now. So since when is taking Sean Porter easy? Who has had an easy fight with Sean Porter? Now, I'm picking Bud to beat him easy. I'm saying that now. But what I'm saying is, until it happens, who has had an easy fight with Sean Porter? Nobody. What the man was saying is, it's easier to make the fight. I don't have to go through all this rigmarole with Bob. I don't got to go through all this stuff about, what percentage does ESPN get? What percentage do I get from? I ain't got to go through none of that. Me and this man got the same, what's the name? We grew up together. We sparred together. We was on the same team together. It's a phone call away. We can get it done. That's what that meant. You know what I'm saying? So we here now. Come October, after this Porter fight or whenever they get the fight over, this man's supposed to be out of that top rank contract. All excuses off that. I'm going to say it again, as I've been saying it. If that man resigns with top rank, anything connected to MT Global or Matchroom or anything like that, I don't want to hear nothing about this fight ever again. Don't you bring him and Spence up. Don't even bring him and Spence up ever again. I don't ever want to hear it again. If he handled the business, I'll be the first on your show to say he's proven. He already proven. You can't say somebody in their third or fourth weight class. Now you proven. The man been through 3 weight classes. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to hold you to that. Bub will be the first to stop Porter. I can see that happening. I'm going to tell y'all something, man. If that happened, right? I'm going to tell you something. If that happened, do you know the shock waves that will send through the sport of boxing? I can see people that ain't even watching the fight. Everybody will stop what they doing if it come across the screen that Sean Porter got knocked out. That's major. But it can happen. And for Bud, I think it almost needs to happen. But I'm gonna tell y'all now, the flip side of this. Now, if he goes through the same rugged, tough fight that Earl went through, that Danny went through, that Keith went through, that Kell Brook went through, If he goes through that, it changes everything. It changes everything. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It changes everything. You know why? You know why it changes everything? Because that invincibility and that boogeyman goes away. If Sean Porter makes this a rough, rugged fight, it doesn't diminish, but it don't diminish Bud. It just says that, hey man, you went through the same rigmarole that we did. Real boxers, no bug and boogie. It will happen. Fry the chicken, fam. We frying the chicken. We frying the chicken. Chicken fried. You better believe chicken grease everywhere. Chicken grease everywhere. I'm frying the chicken. Don't you set your clock by me. I'm frying the chicken. I'm in the lab for that one all night long. All night long. We in the lab, bro. You can bet that. Oh man, the chicken is fried. The chicken is good as it's burnt, crispy. You hear me? We there. We there with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely watching that fight, man. Where am I at? Where am I at in this thing, man? I'm all over the place. Here you go. The IBF will require a mandatory obligation from Spence, Porter, Ennis, and our top contenders for a mandatory or possible vacant IBF title. Well, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, that don't really, like, let's say this. That don't really derail much, though. That don't derail much. You know what I mean? It don't derail a lot. Because by the time Earl Spence get back in the ring, he would have been out of the ring for about a year. And like I said, we first got to see what happens with this Ugas fight. We got to see what happened with the Ugas fight. Then we got to see what happened with the Porter Crawford fight, because that kind of changes everything. You know what I'm saying? That changes the whole dynamic, the whole demographics of things. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? So let that, you know what I mean? Let's just see what happened with that. You know what I mean? Let's fry the chicken, sit back, relax. And like I said, everybody, we will be here post-fight live. Ugas pack. We will be post-fight. Hopefully it's something to be hype about, but we will be here post-fight live. And next Monday on the show, I got Zab Judah's right-hand man. They got a celebrity boxing league called All Call-Outs Mandatory. Like, these guys be online on Instagram all night long with all the top fighters, former fighters on their show, man, and they just be going at it. I might even sneak Zab up in here too, but I'm waiting to hear back. But definitely I got his right-hand man on the show on Monday. You know what I mean? So All Call-Outs Mandatory Monday. But we will be live post-fight. Yeah, Pacquiao said this fight might be his last because he got the money he was looking for. I keep trying to tell everybody, Pac just trying to get a severance package. Pac didn't take this fight with Earl because he thought he could beat him. Pac wanted the severance package, man. Pac just wanted to get a couple of dollars and going away from here. He didn't want to fight that boy for real. You know what I'm saying? He know what he was about to get. He know he was about to get that butcher. You know what I mean? He's about to get that chop. You know what I mean? If the only conspiracy everybody should really have is if this really what happened, maybe somebody called that doctor to tell Spence that, or go for Spence to go through that so they can save Pacquiao. I don't know, because it was gonna get brutal, Shan. This fight was gonna get ugly for Pac. Bet that. You can book it. It was gonna get bad. He was gonna get beat up in this fight. You know what I'm saying? It was not gonna go good for Pac, and this is not a shot at Pac. Styles make fights. He's not going to. Okay. The angles he normally does, just like with Bud. Watch this. Just like with Bud, right? If you watch Bud, right, everybody's banking on the fact that Bud is a southpaw too or a switch hitter. Like, that's the reason why everybody says he's going to get Spence problems. No, it's not. Because if you look at Bud's fights, when he struggled with the Mean Machine, when he struggled with Gamboa, he was in the conventional stance. And when he went to Southpaw is when he blew Gamboa out the water and got the knockout. When he went to Southpaw is when he blew the Mean Machine out the water and got the knockout. Well, going to Southpaw don't work against Earl because Earl is a Southpaw. See what I'm saying? The Southpaw stance that Manny comes with, not a problem for Earl because he's a Southpaw. So some of the angle that you come from, he's already by natural movement out the way of the angle that you're trying to use. It don't work. You're going to have to try something else. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm saying when people say, oh, he's so scared of Terrence Crawford. Scared of what? Tell me what he's scared of. And it's not saying, and as you know, you heard me say earlier, I think the world of Terrence Crawford. I love Terrence Crawford. But tell me what Earl is scared of. Tell me what he's scared of. Tell me in the ring what is he scared of. See how I just broke it down? Break it down like that to me. Make it make sense. Tell me what Earl's scared of. You know what I'm saying? But I think when he fights Spence, if he gets his belt, does that temper Mayweather too? I think it may, and so does winning change everything. Nah. Let me tell you something. Floyd is in a space where it don't matter what Manny do. You know, just like I seen a guy on his podcast, no shade to him, but he was like, Manny's fighting for legacy, and Floyd never fought for legacy, this, that, and the third, and Canelo's fighting for legacy, and Floyd just was fighting for money. And then I was like, well, make this make sense to me. The two guys you just said fighting for legacy, right? They fighting for a legacy, to build legacy and to be great and all that. But they lost to the guy you said that wasn't fighting for legacy. How does that make sense? He beat the two people that you're talking about. The two people you saying that's doing all this great stuff, he beat them. So how is he lower than them if he beat them? It doesn't make sense. How can somebody that lost to me be better than me? Where they do that at? Where do they do that at? I mean, am I missing something? What I mean, I know sometimes I get slow, but I mean, this some things y'all got to break it down. Okay. I disagree. Pacquiao's speed and foot speed would have been too much higher, but we would never know. First of all, I'm so glad you said that. This is the one thing that people don't even realize. See, that's why I keep telling y'all gotta watch, y'all gotta look at these dudes, a little closer. Because here's the funny thing: Pacquiao's not faster than Errol Spence. Let that marinate. He's not faster than Errol Spence. He's not. Pacquiao's not faster than Earl. Errol Spence is faster than people think. He's not faster than Earl. Can I tell you, Pacquiao's not faster. I'm glad you laughed. He laughed me out. Pacquiao's not faster than Errol Spence. He's not. You know what I'm saying? Pacquiao's not faster than Earl. You know what I'm saying? Just like when everybody thought Pacquiao was faster than Floyd. Not comparing Earl to Floyd. Everybody thought Pacquiao was faster than Floyd. But when they got in the ring, he was nowhere near as fast as Floyd. You know what I'm saying? He was nowhere near as fast as Floyd. Floyd was able to go from here before Manny could get to point A. He was 3 steps ahead of Manny the whole entire time. And for everybody that got on there high, it's because Manny was old. He waited till Manny was old. He's older than Manny. Floyd's older than Manny. He's older than him. You know what I'm saying? You'll be. He was 37 when he fought Canelo. What do y'all want? You know what I'm saying? But again, I'm gonna say this again, and I please, I'm for those that want to do a film study, name today we can do a film study. Manny Pacquiao is not faster than Earl. He's not. He's not faster than Earl. You know what I'm saying? You'll see. He's not faster than Earl. He's not. At least, and if it, okay, let's say, and if he is, he's not that much faster than Earl. You know what I mean? If he is faster, it's not like he gonna go here before Earl figures it out. No, he can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Earl's length, height, reach, movement, punch output is too much for Manny Pacquiao. It's too much for Manny Pacquiao. And here, I'm gonna say this now. Let's get this popping. For all y'all, and for all y'all that want to go ahead with it, let me explain something to you. He'd have been a problem for Manny 5 years ago. He'd have been a problem for Manny anytime they would have fought. These kind of go back and watch Manny Pacquiao versus Erik Morales, the first fight, before they put all this mess into it. If Manny beat both of them guys, you said he's arguably the GOAT. If Manny beat both of them guys, you said he's arguably the GOAT, he would be turned up. Just like furry excuses exist, and what if the rotator was hurt in that fight? I don't think so, but wins create talks. Talks create money. Think about this. Let me ask you something. What two guys you talking about, though? Or what guys you talking about? You talking about if he beat Floyd? Because see, here's the thing. Nothing he does, I don't care. I mean, we will make a big deal out of it if he beat Spence, and most people will argue and say, well, that makes him the greatest. But there's nothing you can do to trump Floyd in this situation since Floyd beat him. And then to top it off, the face of boxing right now, Canelo Alvarez, Floyd beat him. See what I'm saying? You trying to get your signature win, which is Earl. My signature win was Canelo Alvarez, which I got at 37. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's when they was peeling you off the mat for Marquez. And while we on this topic, let's go here. While we on this topic, is a guy that I got an interview coming up with within the next week or so, by the name of Zahir Rahim. By the name of Zahir Rahim, right? Now, Zahir Rahim's story is very unique, but it does involve Manny Pacquiao. See, Manny Pacquiao never did do good against fighters that move. You know what I mean? Even if they moved a little bit, they gave him the biggest problems. And this is even Manny Pacquiao in his prime. But the Zahir Rahim story is this. When Manny fought Zahir Rahim, right? I mean, when Manny fought Erik Morales, he lost. Erik Morales went up in weight and fought a guy by the name of Zahir Rahim. Zahir Rahim completely demolished Erik Morales, humiliated him. I mean, he didn't win around, completely humiliated him to the point that Jim Lampley said, and mind you, here's the funny thing about this fight. Manny Pacquiao fought in the undercard in another location. So he's watching Zahir Rahim and Erik Morales on television. He's watching the fight. He physically sees the fight. So he hears Jim Lampley and Emmanuel Stewart say after the fight that he should never fight Zahir Rahim. And he never did. You know what I'm saying? And he never did. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, let me find this clip for y'all. Let me find this clip for y'all. And you can hear the words of the great Jim Lampley yourself.
Reich winner, and Julie Letterman had the scorecard identical to her father's. All's well that ends well. Erik Morales soundly beaten by Zahir Rahim in his first fight at 135 pounds. Manny Pacquiao will look for another opponent against whom to make his next batch of millions of dollars.
And probably won't win Zahir.
Oh, I don't think you should ever fight Zahir Rahim.
Mic drop. Mic drop. Did y'all hear that? No, I don't think you should ever fight Zahir Rahim. He never did good against fighters that could move. Never did good against fighters that could move. Pure boxers. They kept him away from Zahir Rahims and them dudes down there when he was at the lighter weights. And he still struggled with it to this day. That wasn't even the best Floyd Mayweather that beat him. Floyd Mayweather wasn't even at his best. He wasn't even crisp that night. He wasn't even sharp that night, and still was light years better than him, just off footwork and movement. This was not going to go well, y'all. I'm sorry I had to go through all that just to get the point out, but no, man, this was not going to go well for him. It was going to get ugly. It was going to get ugly. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, fry the chicken, check it out. Don't be surprised if Ugas pull it off. I won't be, but I'm picking Manny to do it. But don't be surprised. And I seriously doubt that the gratification or the money he's not going to get the same money for Ugas. He's going to get the guarantee up front, but the pay-per-view numbers definitely going to drop for Ugas. So he's not going to get that extra bang bang he was looking for. So it's a good possibility he may still fight Earl in December if he's the victor. So we'll probably still get that fight. If Ugas wins, that's why I said I wouldn't be surprised if Ugas win the fight, but they still take it from him because I can't see the fans getting up in arms for Ugas and Spence. Even if he beat Manny, people are not going to be like, they're going to be like, he fought an old Manny. He was washed up. It's not going to hit. So they still going to try to find a way to get you the Earl Manny fight. And then we come back next year, with everything panning out, and we come back next year and we get the Bud Spence fight, and we put it into all this nonsense that everybody talking. You know what I'm saying? But now, because of these situations and everything that happened, and Mark, this is where you write about how boxing stretch fights out and things happen. Because see, now, no matter who wins the fight, the victory is tainted. When Bud fights Spence, no matter who wins the fight, if Bud wins the fight, or Spence had the car accident, he had the detached retina surgery, he's never gonna give full credit. Spence beats him. Oh my God, they waited him out. He got old. He's not the same. He lost focus. It's neat. The fight is forever tainted. So what? I still fry the chicken. Till next time, man. Till next time, y'all. I appreciate y'all tapping in with me, man. Till next time, man. We be back on the Teen Lonely Child Boxes, baby. Keeping it real. What are we doing? I done turned my stuff on.